Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Cynthia of Cynthia Plans and I am here with my March Powersheets update. So I'm going to be talking about the things that I was able to accomplish in February and then talk a little bit about what I have on my attending list for March, and we'll go straight from there. So for February, I focused on a couple of different goals. The goals that I focused the most on were my financial goals, my wellness goals as far as trying to create a balance at work with my home and work life, and then also trying to make sure that I'm on top of my physical and mental health. Those are probably the most important things that I spend time on, and then also a little bit of what I spent time on. I didn't get to make as much progress as I had hoped was my goal of wanting to live more boldly and challenge myself to take more risks. So for this month, I would say I did a pretty good job with my finances. I was able to replenish my emergency fund and I saved $400 to savings. I'm in the progress of switching to cash envelopes still. I'm actually going to get some new cash envelopes soon from my friend Alexa of TypeAForAlexa. I will link her shop below. She's now moved on to her own website and she will be restocking pretty regularly now, and she does custom cash envelopes as well. So I will link her down below so you can check her shop out. But I'll be getting some new cash envelopes from her, and I have been trying to take out cash for certain categories that I know I have the ability to, even without a fancy envelope, to be able to just put it in my wallet and have that there. Additionally, there were only 4 weeks in this month, and I consistently worked out 4 times a week each week during this month, and I consistently focused on my marriage and made sure that I was spending time with my husband. That was another goal that was important to me. So I did really well in both of those categories. Additionally, for my daily action items and habits, I did not do so great with meditation this month. I had a couple of days here and there where I was good, but for the most part, I was not on top of this as much as I was in January, so I want to make sure that I'm doing that again going forward in March. I did a pretty good job filling in my habit trackers, and I was doing a lot better this month compared to probably even the whole last year. Leaving work on time, that was another daily habit that I set for myself. Those two were daily habits, and I would say I would score myself pretty okay on those 2 categories. And then my other daily habit was not watching TV in the evenings, and I actually did a really good job on that one as well. I would say for the most part, I was actually pretty successful with that. So all in all, it was a good year. I didn't make as much progress on creating a business plan for my blog and my business, my freelance business. I need to do better with that. I need to set an evening routine a little bit better. I've written some stuff down, but I need to actually stick to it, I feel like, and maybe have variations of that routine. So if I get home at 6 o'clock, this is what my day is going to be like. But if I have a later day and I'm not home till 7, how do I adjust with that whole extra hour being gone? So I think that's something that I'll probably do in this coming month as well. But the month in review, asking yourself questions about what basically the month was like at the end of the month. Something that I'm choosing grace over guilt about is I didn't do as many out of the house activities with my son as I did last month, but we did spend quite a bit of quality time here at the house, and that's okay. I don't need to feel guilty about that. I'm showing myself grace because I still spend time with my son. That is what matters. Progress I'm celebrating, even if it was small. I paid down a credit card and I replenished my emergency fund. Those are 2 really big deals for me. A favorite memory from this month was celebrating my grandma's 80th birthday, which if you follow me on Instagram, I posted some Instagram stories about that. It was a really great experience. A good lesson that I learned this month that my dreams are on my heart and in my mind because God put them there, and not thinking that I just am being too ambitious for my little body. I've been reading Big Magic, I'm almost done with it, by Elizabeth Gilbert, and some other different things, and listening to different podcasts and everything, and the goals and ambitions that I have for my life are there because they're meant to be there. So that's what I need to be focused on. This month, I'm especially grateful for the free time I managed to make in my schedule. So there were a couple of days where I was supposed to be doing more stuff on the weekend, and instead I chose to read a book, and it's been a really long time since I've had had the sort of free time where I can do that and not feel guilty about that. So I'm really grateful for that. Goals that are growing well. I think I'm doing a good job with the work balance thing. I actually just had a conversation with my manager a couple of days ago, and she was just telling me how impressed she's been with me lately, and I've been handling things with so much grace. And I was really blown away because I feel like I'm coasting at work right now because I'm not doing as much as I normally do intentionally to not burn myself out. And, I expected her to be like, you're not doing as much as you've been doing or whatever. And that's not the compliment she gave me. The compliment she gave me is that she thinks I'm doing a really good job handling everything right now. So I was surprised to hear that, but again, really grateful that she said that because I feel like that was confirmation from the universe that I'm doing the right thing. So moving on to March. I'm just going to review my goals really quick. I found my wildcard pages. I had stuck them in my Cultivate What Matters pouch that I got, and that was a good thing, but also a bad thing because it means for 2 months I was not using the wildcard pages. So I'm really glad that I found them. One of the things that they have in this relationship in these wildcard pages are different topical things. So there's books I want to read this year, relationship tending are the two that I picked out, goals at a glance, that sort of thing. So I was really glad that I came across the relationship tending because one of my goals for February was to make a list of friends that I want to cultivate better relationships with. And so since I had those 2 pages, I went and wrote people down that I wanted to create a healthier, stronger relationship or friendship with. And I've been writing down, I didn't write on this page because I wanted to share it on camera and not reveal too much right away. I have another page that's already filled out back here, but you can put ideas on there of how you're going to tend to that person. So I'm going to be filling this out after this video. But my goals at a glance. So goal number 1 is to spend time bonding and being more present with my son. Goal number 2, prioritize my marriage above all else by spending time with my husband and deepening our relationship. Goal number 3, work on my mental health and overall mindset. Goal 4, gain control of my life and legacy by wholly pursuing financial freedom. Goal number 5, challenge myself to live more boldly and take more risks. Goal number 6, cultivate relationships that uplift me and are based in love and encouragement. Goal number 7, prioritize my physical health by reestablishing healthy habits and routines. And last goal, goal number 8, seek out a balance at work that will allow me to feel peaceful and satisfied. So this month I'm focusing on a little bit more of a variety of goals, which I think could be a good and bad thing. I'm choosing to move some goals that I was not able to complete last month into this month again, and then also incorporate some other goals that I don't feel like I've quite touched on quite as well as some other goals, as well as goals that I know I'm going to do something this month that will help me further that goal along. So even though it's kind of an outlier and I'm not spending a whole lot of time on that overall goal this month, I know I will do something that will help, like I said, further it along a little bit. So I'm choosing to write it down in here because I think I kind of need that win to know that I'm going to get a check mark. So for example, one of the things is have a date night with my husband. We already have our date night planned for later this week. So even though I feel like I've been doing a good job furthering that goal along, and maybe I don't need to spend quite as much time on it this month, I just need to continue the daily and weekly habits that are going to help me along with that. I chose to make it one of my monthly action items because I knew it would happen and I would feel better being like, yeah, I could definitely make some progress on that particular goal. So monthly action items, pick a day to visit the science center with my son, choose 2 friends from the tending list for a date or get together, create an email strategy and content plan, and work on writing my business plan, have a date night with my husband, like I just said, start a savings account for a bachelorette party trip that I'm going on later this year. And my goal for that specifically is to save $200 this month. And then research some speaking engagement opportunities and how I might be able to fit into that is another goal that's kind of aligned with those business goals. So it's mostly business and relationship that I'm focusing on this month with a little bit of financial thrown in there. For my weekly action items, spend quality time with my husband, make time to journal and do weekly reflection. This is more specifically for my mental health. So though that goal of my overall mental health, I'm incorporating into my weekly and daily habits and action items, so that way I don't have to do something like really big during the month to further that one along. Weekly action items: text a friend from the attending list for a weekly check-in. Continuing the goal for my physical health of working out 3 to 4 times a week. I've been doing really well with that, and I think that's again going to be an easy win for me, so it makes sense to incorporate it in here. It'll give me the satisfaction of feeling like I'm able to check something off and accomplish something, but at the same time also helping to continue further that goal along. Continue to sit down and review my budget every Sunday. This is a little bit more structured, and we'll see how it goes. I'm hopeful that it'll help me reach some of these monthly goals for my blog and business that I've not been able to reach yet. And so weekly action items is take 3 hours to work on Prosecco and Planners, which is my blog, and then take 2 to 3 hours to work on my freelance hustle every single week. And that's like the bare minimum that I want to be doing for this. I'd like to be able to do a lot more, but I'm trying to be realistic, start small, and then hopefully build myself up. I think by assigning it to a specific aspect of what I want to do, and then also a specific time, is going to hopefully help me reach that goal on a weekly basis more consistently. Daily action items, I'm continuing to have that one of leaving work on time. I think it's really important, and I've been doing well at it. It drives me a little bananas when I have to be at work later, or if I find myself in a position where I leave work later and then I'm like, oh crap, I'm not gonna be able to get that check mark today. So it's been a good motivating factor to leave work on time. It sounds silly, it should just be that I want to leave work on time. That motivates me enough, but something about being able to have this check mark here just seems to be motivating me a little bit more. I decided to change the daily habit last month of do meditation every single day to do some form of personal development, because while I didn't do meditation consistently last month, I did spend quite a lot of time reading personal development books and listening to podcasts, which I still feel like are good things. Meditation is obviously a little bit different. There's some different outcomes that you're looking for when you're doing meditation versus just general personal development. But some days it's just not possible for me to be able to do that, and I don't want to feel bad about not being able to do meditation as long as I'm doing something good for my overall mental health. So I'm choosing to make that more of a general personal development or meditation. Either or, I will give myself credit if I do either one of those things, or if I do both, that's even better. Continuing the no TV in the evenings to hopefully help me structure that evening routine a little bit better. I was doing well with that last month, and I want to continue that. The next thing that I decided to add, this will be the first month that I'm doing 5 daily habits. The last couple of months I've only done 4. So I decided to stick to nutrition. So currently I'm in a challenge with my fitness coach, and not only is it a benefit to me to stick to my nutrition because I have a higher chance of winning the challenge and in turn winning money, but just for my overall physical health, it's really been a big game changer the last, I guess it's almost been 10 days that I've been really disciplined with my nutrition. So I want to continue that for the rest of this month. I think the outcome and benefits will be so much more important than the possible money that I have to win at the end of this challenge. And then the last thing that I'm adding on here is no unbudgeted spending. So if it's something that's budgeted, so I don't want to say no spend, because then I start to feel bad if it's like I bought something that I already had budgeted for, because no spend to me feels like you just don't spend any money at all. But I'm trying to be a little bit more intentional about the words that I'm putting on here, so just no unbudgeted spending. So it's okay that I went and bought that, sticker order from one of my favorite sticker shops because I already had budgeted, $20 for this month on stickers. But if I decide that same day to go buy a drink at Starbucks and that wasn't budgeted, then that's when I'm not going to give myself that check. So I'm trying to be, like I said, intentional about how I'm choosing to write these goals out, but then as well give myself some room and grace for not being too structured for certain things. So that's what I have on the agenda for March right now. I don't know that I will ever be doing videos for my Powersheets where I just have like the Powersheets overhead, and I'm just showing what exactly I've written and my progress on them, because it just feels a little bit too personal. And I do like to share a lot of stuff with everybody, but I do feel like there gets to be a point where some things are only for me. So that's basically what I have going on for March. The encouraging words that I put here, you can either write something or write a quote. And the encouraging words that I chose to write for this month are: you have handled harder things with fewer resources and mental wellness. You have got this. And I chose to write that to myself because this particular month is going to be rather busy. I have 2 weekends that I'm working this month, a couple of personal engagements in the evenings during the week. So this month is definitely busier than the last 2 months have been. And looking at the monthly calendar, was starting to get a little bit anxious, feeling like, oh my God, how am I going to get stuff done? I've been doing so well with my goals. Like, how am I going to be able to keep up? Am I gonna fall by the wayside with everything when I've been making such great progress? And I just want to encourage myself that, I've been able to, get through stuff that's harder than this, and my mental health and wellness has not been anywhere near as good as it is right now. And, like I said, with fewer resources, with less people to lean on and less tools to help me get through these hard times. So choosing to encourage myself in that way this month. The other priority for this month is balance. That's balance with work and home and personal commitments, and making sure that I am, as best as I can, serving the things that I need to, that I'm accountable for. And as an adult, I have a responsibility to be accountable for, but at the same time, giving time to the things that matter to me. So we'll see what happens this month, but I'm hopeful. I feel really good about the Powersheets so far. It's definitely, in some of these areas, helped me be more intentional and thoughtful about what I'm doing. I can't say definitively that on all of these goals I'm doing a great job right now. I would definitely say for my financial goals, I could still continue to be doing better, even though I had 2 really big wins last month. Like I said, I chose to do that daily thing of the budgeted spending because I could definitely get better about that. It's been 2 months since I've started the Powersheets, and I haven't really made any progress on cultivating relationships that uplift me and are based in love and encouragement. So I want to be making sure that I make time for that this month. That's why I have more of it in here for this month. But overall, I think I'm doing a really great job. I'm really excited to see, in particular, goal 8, which is seek out a balance at work that leaves me feeling peaceful and satisfied, how much progress I've been able to make on that. And, not just getting that balance, but, the specifically feeling peaceful and satisfied with it. I do feel peaceful and satisfied. There are definitely moments where I have self-doubt and I wonder, could I be doing more? Should I be doing more? Are people noticing that I'm not doing as much as I have been? Does that make me look like I'm not as dedicated? But frankly, none of that matters. It really doesn't. I go to work every day, and I know in my heart of hearts that I do the best job that I can with all of my passion, dedication, creativity, integrity, all of that, to do great work. And ultimately, that's all that matters. I have to leave at 5 o'clock, and whatever is there, and I'll come back to it the next day. It's not worth my mental health or feeling burnt out or anything like that. And I'm really grateful for how the Powersheets have made me think about being more present with my son and my husband. And thinking about ways that I can be spending more time with them, because I feel like the last 2 years I've realized I've been not neglecting them, maybe that's a little bit strong of a word, but definitely choosing not to spend time with them in moments where I should have been, or that I should be spending time with them. So I'm really grateful for it so far, and I'm excited to see, being that it's almost the end of the first quarter of the year, where I end up at the end of March. So if you are using your Powersheets, let me know how they're going for you. If you're having any trouble, or if you have questions about Powersheets or anything like that, in the comments below, I'd be glad to answer what I can answer, being a novice myself. I'm trying to be as honest as I possibly can about what is going well for me and what I'm struggling with, and I hope this has been inspirational for you and helps give you some ideas on how to use your Powersheets. So if you're interested in Powersheets, you can check out the link below in the description, as well as all the other things, my tripod, my camera, microphone, all that kind of stuff, all that stuff I mentioned in the description below. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've never watched my channel before and you're new here, please consider subscribing and turn on notifications. And if you are a regular subscriber or viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you back next month for another Powersheets update.